I don't know if they can play the slow pace.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to rely on outpacing. I think that's what it's going to have to be.
Well, here we go, kicking off our second qualifying match, the loser bracket finals, and already off the bat, looks like we will have Eggboyz with the initial control, with Mavic going to be the one with it in his hands, and a quick pass over to Lone Geckos, and the aggressive play to Ouroboros. They're racing, just leaving no one in the goal, and you know what? They get lucky there. It gets saved from them. There's going to be no three-pointer score this day. That could have been a massive misstep.
This is looking dangerous. I mean, this is probably going to go in. They're going to put it in anyway. That was starting to look like it was even going to bounce off the backboard and go straight in, but no, Ouroboros basically chased after that, put it in. Unfortunately, yeah, that was a position where Niliwick had the disc free, and he just, the shot just wasn't there. It just ended up glancing off the side of the shield, unfortunately. But I don't know if you saw there, Ouroboros pushing a super aggressive man marking. So coming into this, talking about the speed of the play, if they're trying to do that already, like basically pushing their full squad up to the halfway point, trying to get these possessions flips, this could be a very high-scoring game.
It was a very ballsy there to do that, and they got another missed pass coming through. Eggboyz gonna lose control of the disc. Ouroboros gonna recover.
That was Matty there as well, unfortunately. So it's not even just one player. It seems to be both Niliwick and Matty struggling in a little bit in the start of this game. But we'll have to see. I mean, this did happen in their first match today against Ouroboros, so this could well happen again. Unfortunate missed pass there actually coming across from Ouroboros, which is going to give possession back to Eggboyz. Eggboyz now looking to clear. They're not going to be able to quite get out of their half. And this will be back Ouroboros starting to set up for their three-man pressure again.
Sundance baiting in a player. Look, pass over to Ambient, who's actually the clear, and he's got the shot from behind, and Torin able to win out on that one. 4-0 now for Ouroboros. They are starting things off strong here. Eggboyz are, I don't know what's happening. I was talking about how, like, you know, they should know what they're going to need to do. They should be composed, focused, and yet we've not seen that, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's this could again be kind of coming in cold from the break, because obviously we did say that they were able to watch these matches, but whether or not they actually understanding the theory craft of what you need to do to beat them is one thing. Actually executing that is a completely different thing, and that's where the kind of actually being able to play and
again.
Oh, another steal. That's big. This is huge. Three-man pressure from Ouroboros.
But do they just get like so stuck in the ways of how Gravity's playing slow that they're not expecting the aggression to come out? They're playing Ringer on the Rosa here with the disc, and Torin again behind the back, 6-0. Eggboyz, what is happening?
I think, to be fair, this has actually gone so badly so quickly. I think Eggboyz are actually going to have time to recover this and like look at this and be like, okay, right, what are we doing? And actually like recoup. If this was drawn out over more of the game, I'd probably write this initial game off very quickly. But I think this, yeah, as I said, this has gone quite south pretty quickly for Eggboyz. So they're going to have some time now to reflect on this, hopefully, and look and trying to tweak this. Because if this keeps going the way it's going, Ouroboros are going to be ramping that scoreline up quite significantly.
No, they're not boosting out, trying to play things close to the chin, and you can see the player rushing straight in. That was Torin. Does miss his target this time, which allows Eggboyz to finally have some control here of the disc. Why is Matty not pushing up? I mean, you have Sundance there, but he was actually just sitting back and waiting when he did have some time.
Yeah, I think what Ouroboros were doing there is they splitting up to do their man marking, but then they kind of started retreat. So actually, Matty did the right thing there, holding off, basically, because you don't want to move to the position that the defender's in, because you're basically doing the job for them. So really, kind of sitting back actually makes sense there. Seeing some good passes, good setup from Eggboyz here. They've got one now moving in their defenders, or the goalkeeper's coming up. Still got two passing options. It's going to be basically ring around the rosy from Eggboyz, and that will be a successful two-point conversion. So starting to make that comeback now, and I feel like that play will probably settle their nerves quite a lot.
I think so. I'd 100% agree with you on that. Things were looking really grim for them, especially with how quick Ouroboros were scoring back to back to back. But finally putting, you know, a stent around the bleed. Able to help slow the pace down of that one and get some sort of control now. Figure things out, get some points, get the pressure off your shoulders, more importantly.
I think that's the big thing, yeah. I think it's basically been like starting to believe, like be able to do the things that can show them that they can win this, and then starting to kind of persistently do those over and over again. So Eggboyz, Ouroboros now trying to switch this up a little bit, I think, in their initial joust. Eggboyz struggling a little bit with their boost back, which means that this is going to be almost a 1v1 opportunity for Ouroboros, who are going to convert that. And I think it bounced off of the head of Lone Gecko, just to be clear. So one thing you can actually do as a goalkeeper is you can use your head, because it actually interacts with the disc. So you can use it potentially save, but in situations where it glances off your head and into the goal, it does come up saying that you scored your own goal.
I would love if you could stun someone by hitting him in the head with the disc.
I mean,
It'd be hilarious.
you just have to pull like an extra button and it works.
No, like you throw it at their head to stun
Oh,
them, and then
I
you pick
see.
it back up and go around them.
Yeah.
It's like an even longer stun because it's with the disc.
True. I feel like there's a lot of people that would just kind of pass the disc to them in a very short pass.
Yeah.
They just grab it and be like, thanks.
Oh, here we go. Maybe an opportunity. However, Ouroboros do get the boost back, do get the recovery.
Oh, no!
And Lone Gecko somehow, how did he steal that away? How did he just score?
That was just, I think, honestly, that was just a fantastic prediction from Gecko as to where the defenders were going to throw off with the discs. I mean, obviously, the defenders grabbed it, holding onto the roof. They then threw off of it to turn around and basically clear it or pass it. And Gecko just predicted that and was there, grabbed the disc off them and just put it in the goal.
All right, well, I think Eggboyz is going to be happy with that. I mean, considering the pass was, well, it wasn't recovered in time. So Ouroboros was able to secure that with the boost back. It's still 8-4. It's still a 4-point difference. We just passed the halfway point of the actual map. Or of game 1, I guess we should say. Now you see Ambient with the disc. He's got Sundance off behind him to pass to if he needs, but he's going to go for the aggressive pass. Going back up high here to Sundance, who has pushed up. Slowly gaining some real estate here with the disc as Eggboyz are using that two-man squad to chase the disc constantly.
Yeah, this is actually quite working out really well for Eggboyz. And as soon as I say that, they do actually get the disc back. This is now basically a race to who can chase this down. Looks like Ouroboros will be there first. Eggboyz there shortly after, but not fast enough to actually contest it. And this is going to be a pass, successful pass across. Now into an open goal position. Ouroboros can go for the shot, and that will be Ambient locking that in for another 3 points.
I don't know what to say. Are Eggboyz just playing to the level of their opponents?
I don't know. I feel like
they should be better on paper, but
I feel like this could be a very scrappy first game. I could very much see Eggboyz coming back from this. Like, I mean, they've already got 2 points on the board, or 2 goals on the board. I imagine we're going to see some more. I think Ouroboros, though, the lead they got initially before Eggboyz were able to stop that bleeding, I think might be enough. But we'll just have to see because, I mean, as we said, we've seen bigger scorelines than this be changed in a much short period of time. So it really comes down to how both teams are going to play this now.
It's just that Eggboyz haven't looked dominating at all. They feel like it looks like they've been struggling for so much time in this match. They do have an opportunity for a nice shot, though. The distance is cleared.
Good.
The boost back going to come in. Our Lady recover it in time.
Yes.
And there you go, Maddie.
That will be Eggboyz starting to get into this, doing a good job preventing the boost backs coming in from Ouroboros. So able to stem that that defense before it gets set up, and that basically allows Matty for a free 2-pointer.
Get to your launchers. 15.
It's 11-6 here. A minute and 20 left to go.
12, 11,
And again, like, if this was Gravity against Eggboyz, I would say the match is almost over because with how well Gravity was at stalling out the time, but Ouroboros have not shown any signs of that.
I mean, it is 2 3-pointers from Eggboyz they need, right? That will actually put them in the lead by a single point. So they do have the chance. I mean, a minute on the board, that is very doable, I have to say. And I think the goal's open, actually, going for a super aggressive push to the keeper, but basically punishes that. Unfortunately, not enough. They don't get possession back, and this is Ouroboros now going to be taking control of it. I think they've realized they have all the time in the world for this. They can basically waste. Gecko doing all he can to try and delay and pressure that pass. They do successfully actually take possession away, almost. They do successfully do it. They have 2 opportunities now. They need to get this goal and another one. This needs to be 3.
Well, the recovery's going to come in. It's going to be Nilovic. He's going to have an opportunity for 3 just for a second, but he's not to push him for the 2, and 2 is better than none.
Yeah, so now they have to get a 3 because one of these goals had to be a 3, and the problem now is Ouroboros are going to get the possession of the disc coming out the tube. So this is where it's going to get really tricky. Eggboyz is going to have to come out with something, so a joust is going to be pretty fast and pretty wild to be able to try and steal the disc here.
It's still 36 seconds. Like, it is technically doable. We saw Jokers in the same position against Eclipse. Wasn't it like 36 seconds as well? And they came back from being down by like 5.
Yep.
Well, there's an opportunity here. I think it was down by 4. Maybe it was 5. Maybe they hit 3.
Oh, that was so close from Eggboyz. They do get the intercept eventually, but it looks like Ouroboros will be able to successfully block that. They're going to recover. They have 20 seconds. This is enough time. They need to move around this, and they need to move around it quickly. Unfortunately, it looks like a pass is actually going to end up going straight into the other half. Ouroboros might be able to collect this and recover now. This will be clear from them as well, so this looks like that will be game. Eggboyz have 8 seconds on the board. I mean, unless they could do something absolutely insane right now, this looks like it will be going over to
Chase can even collect the disc in time. They have to go for the punch onto the keeper, and the shot, the punch comes in. No, actually, Torin gets the punch onto the player who was trying to punch him.
I think he shields it, actually.
And he saved it.
Yeah, predicts that it's going to come in, and yeah.
Torin saves it right there by blocking out on the punch and able to recover the disc. Well done by him. It gives Ouroboros the first map in the series, so a repeat of the first time they did play.
I mean, I think looking at the 6 points that Ouroboros got at the very beginning of that match, if you were to take those out of the equation, or to even just reduce those down to like 2 or 4 points, this is a much closer game. And I feel like
they let a
Eggboyz
couple of
come into it.
go through.
Exactly. I feel like, Eggboyz starting to get back into this now. So this is kind of along the lines of where I thought Ouroboros might take game 1, but then Eggboyz will start to come back into it, warm up, they've got the strategy, they've got the players. So really kind of, and obviously there was those big mistakes very early on, which I think would have not really helped them mentally to get like really stuck into the game. So hopefully, going into game 2, we will see, we'll see what they can do really.
Oh, initial joust. Like slaps the disc, gets the punch at the same time. Get recovered by now Vic. So we're gonna have first possession go over to Eggboyz, at least first solid possession. But that disc has gone really far back, and no one on the side of Eggboyz is gonna be able to recover it in time.
Yeah, so basically both teams stuck in the midfield trying to basically stun the other, prevent the pass. But there is currently no goalkeeper back in Eggboyz' side, meaning that if Ouroboros can get the disc in the right position, which doesn't look like it will happen anymore, Eggboyz now taking over possession. Ouroboros recovering, so Eggboyz is going to be probably looking to set up for a slow 3-man play here. Yeah, LoneGecko going to stop this, take his time, get some passes in. Draw possession of the disc and control of the point around this 3-point area. Yeah, just taking their time.
A minute of clock has been wasted so far. LoneGecko looking for the shot now, actually passes behind it, and I don't know where that shot was coming in from, but it was nowhere near the goal. Pass back here over to Maddie, who's gonna look for the shot. He takes off the rim, and Sundance get the recovery and ideally get the clear off of this.
Oh man, that is rough. And looks like Ouroboros might be able to boost and collect this. This is going to be another shot going into goal. That will be a 3 points. Oh my god, that is not what you want to have off of 2 opportunities where basically the goalkeeper was stunned out. He literally could have just walked it in. But he goes for the shot early. Unfortunately, dings it off the side, not able to convert. It looks like the pressure might be getting to Eggboyz.
Which is a shame too, because I mean, LoneGecko at least, like he's played in the finals before. Well, in the finals, he's played in the World Finals before. Even in Leicester, he's played in a couple of tournaments. And to have this pressure get to him at this kind of time is not ideal.
Yeah, I feel like it's not even getting to one individual member of Eggboyz. I feel like it's team-wide to some extent. I mean, you've had slight mistakes coming out from all players. And really, it's just a question of, oh no, that's really bad. They need to be able to recover this. They cannot give this over. It looks like it will actually go over to Ouroboros, so they are now going to be able to set up for basically a free goal opportunity here. Eggboyz really need to try and recover this. They do successfully defend it, so good interception there coming in from, I believe that was Matty, actually. So now going for a clear and boost, chasing this down, trying to get possession back. They may be able to recover this. I'm not quite sure based on the player speeds. No, so it will be Ouroboros, who are actually now in a 3-point opportunity again.
He's not going to take it.
Oh no, he makes a mistake. I think he runs into a block.
He could have had the shot, and he's still going to go for it either way. What? Eggboyz had so much time to get back. Maybe they were expecting him to make the goal in the first try round, so they gave up on trying to chase it down, but
I'm not quite sure what happened there. I'd have to see that back. I think you could be right, because it looked like, based on their speed, they were going to be able to back in the goal in time. If
you never give up the chase. Never give it up.
Yeah, so I mean, this could be speaking kind of to the pressure that might be getting to them right now. Obviously, a game down in the series, which is not where you want to be. It is a best of 5. I mean, they do have another opportunity after this, but they're just making the task that much harder for themselves.
All right, well. Oh my gosh,
that's so close. I know.
Thing is, at least their goal completely wide open, so maybe Eggboyz should just go for like a really deep pass.
The problem is, like, it's okay if Ouroboros do that, but what Eggboyz need to do is they need to punish that and stop them from retreating. If they can do that, they then end up in a much better position. But this man marking coming in from Ouroboros,
that came through out of ambient.
Yeah, just man marking and stopping these passes coming through. Okay, Eggboyz now in a good position. They're going to be able to recover from this. Oh, a missed pass as well. So actually, Eggboyz will be able to respond to this quickly. Can they get a shot on goal? They're going to go for it, and that will be a much needed 3 points going in from Eggboyz.
Yeah, 100%. Finally, again, stop the rot here. Now Vic able to do it this time in 32 seconds. getting a little bit lucky there. And Ouroboros, I mean, they're not really, like I said, not being punished too much for how aggressive they're playing. Maybe Eggboyz will catch on to this eventually and be able to punish that a little bit better.
I don't know what the score... I think scoreline, isn't this almost identical to the last round? So, I mean, they went 6-0. Ouroboros took 6-0 to start with. I mean, it was 2-pointers, not 3s. Oh, no, so actually, no, it was 2 3s, was it? How many goals?
Honestly, I could not tell you.
Yeah, I think it was just getting mixed up with the 2s and 3s at the moment. But, I mean, 6-0 and then 3 points coming back from Eggboyz. This is starting to look very, very similar. So we'll just have to see if Eggboyz can step up that extra bit now and actually start to try and contest this a little bit more. And I feel like try and shore up some of these mistakes, because that seems to be where the big difficulties are coming in for them.
I still almost really want to see stuns onto the 3-point shots. Oh. That's, I guess, one of my favorite things I see, but let's see. In the meantime, Ambient has control, gets blocked out by now. Vic is going to maybe look for the clear.
Yep.
And we'll get at least to the halfway point and continue to go, and then get an odd bounce, which will give it over back to Eggboyz, who boosted back in. The defense is going to be there in time, though. I don't think that shot was going in anyways, because they were able to get 2 players back with the boost. But Eggboyz, they need another 3 points to tie things up. They need another goal here just to keep the game within striking distance. 1:30 left on the clock.
Some nice passing coming in from Eggboyz, basically running the keeper around. But a great stun coming in off of the goalkeeper, pressuring the guy with the disc at the very last second. Looks like it might even win Ouroboros the disc back. It will. So Ouroboros looks like they've got a 2-3-man start. This is basically going to be a race now. Who gets there first? Who gets the disc? Looks like Eggboyz might be able to successfully recover that. Not quite sure who's going to be able to get this. No, Ouroboros go back.
Oh my god,
missed pass! This is huge. 1-man stunning the 2-man chain from Ouroboros as well. This could be Eggboyz, and they will. That will be a fantastic recovery there from, I think it was Nearly Wicked Gecko then chasing that down, but great job from them bringing this back now to 6-6 with only 60 seconds left, or not 59 seconds.
A slight mistake, a slight error of just a thrown pass to a teammate. Cost Ouroboros the lead. They do have possession with a minute left to go, but that's the second time now, isn't it? Isn't that how the way Eggboyz scored the first goal off a missed pass of Ouroboros?
Yeah, and I think Eggboyz have actually done a great job defending. Their defense has been like really strong these games. When it's been there is the problem. Oh, no, a steal so early on. That is huge. That is a 3 points that you do not want to give up. But Eggboyz, that's going to be...
That's 9 points unanswered, too.
If there is any kick that you need, that has to be it, right? Like that mentally, that has to be what gets you into action now for the rest of this game.
I think whoever that was just kind of face-palmed himself. And hopefully didn't forget he's wearing a VR headset, because he might have just broken it.
Yeah, with the controllers as well. Not the best thing to bash yourself in the face with.
All right, well, luckily for them, at least that 3 points came in quickly. So they still have time to fight back themselves.
So going for...
Oh, God.
They've done it again! Eggboyz, this is exactly what you need to do. They're going to go for a 1v1. Yep, and that's just going to be... I think it was the second. That was Gecko basically moving in for distraction tactics on the keeper. And this is now going to be them taking a 5-point lead with 40 seconds left. I mean, we've seen similar 5-point lead turnarounds. Slightly more time, so there is the kind of onus is on Ouroboros, but that's 2 jousts back-to-back they've just given possession away on.
I don't know what to say. Eggboyz, they feinted the aggressive play, and then they immediately sped back and chased the disc.
Our Eggboyz doing that? They are doing PE joust, meaning that they are looking to try and pressure this super fast. I think that's what they're doing. Okay, so now they're keeping a man back because they realize they've got them. They basically don't need to give up any. As long as they don't give up 3s, they're fine. So I think they're just going to play this a little bit more tactical now. Ouroboros, however, need to make some goals right this second. They have no time to waste at all. And unfortunately, miss pass off the block. Bounce clear coming out from Eggboyz. It looks like it will lock this round in for them.
Oof. All right, so Eggboyz getting lucky. 11 points unanswered with back-to-back 3-pointers coming through. Wait. Yeah, back-to-back 3s and then
a 2 at the end.
And a 2.
Yeah.
Wait, back-to-back-to-back 3s.
Yeah.
And then
3s back-to-back.
There we go. All right, so Eggboyz have been able to tie things up, not one apiece. I didn't really expect them to come back after how that first half of the match went, but you know what? Credit to them to take advantage of mistakes.
Yeah, I think there was...
And more importantly now, Vic not missing open shots.
Yes.
If you miss those shots, like I would be so pissed.
I mean, if their nerves aren't settled after that round, there's something wrong, basically. I mean, they should be going up. Now they've had 2 games. They should be completely warmed up. Their nerves should be settled. This should now be them playing the game that they want to play. Now the question is, now both of these teams are in this position, Ouroboros now obviously taking a bit of a backseat in that round. What's going to happen in this next game? Because I still think this could go either way. I would put Eggboyz as probably the favorite now. They've found themselves, because based on how both of the teams played, Ouroboros have now started making mistakes, and Eggboyz are starting to shore up those issues. So, and it's just been back-to-back threes, as you say. So it's just
aggressive play, just like to be able to rush down the
defense
quarterback twice.
Yeah, I think the defense from Eggboyz is significantly better. Like, they are, in a lot of cases, delaying the goal when it is a two-pointer by a significant amount of time, and if not, they're getting possession back. Because there were a number of times where Ouroboros had the disc around the goal, but they were just never able to convert it, and just Eggboyz did a fantastic job defending that.
Okay. Well, we should be hopping into our third game soon. Just waiting for the teams to ready up, and we should be dropping into this one. We still have the winner versus Gravity to determine seeding, but I think this is the more of an important match of those two, considering the winner of this will go on through to play in not North America, they'll play against North America in Europe, in the UK. I should probably just say in the UK, not in Europe. What's happening over there. But anyways, we're going to be dropping, you know, Brexit.
I'm going to leave that one with you.
Didn't Theresa May resign or something like that? Interesting. I wish Trump would do that. So now, into game 3.
Oh, so
Ouroboros looks like they should have the initial control here. Getting a little bit scared with the back passes now, considering they've been missing out on quite a few.
Oh, I think it was a good defense there from Sundance, basically preventing Eggboyz from boosting up. However, by leaving that two-man stack behind you, they will just chase back and bypass you. So, yeah, like an interesting defense coming out of Ouroboros. And, yeah, that's going to be another save coming in. Matty, again, getting a clear, I believe. Ouroboros now scrambling to recover, misses the disc. That's huge. This is a shot opportunity. Going to go for it, and that will be 3 points. Niliwick turning up now, making up for the mistakes from the last games.
I like what Ambient did, actually, in that little play. Just didn't work out. He stayed back, as in he had 3 players in front of him looking towards their goal, and he was trying to like punch them out to delay so they couldn't retreat. But he got punched himself, and then they just boosted past him.
Yeah.
It's a little bit unfortunate that didn't work out.
It's what you're supposed to do, right? Punching out the stack is like a very standard thing. Like, it's what you do to respond to that. So it's really, but at the same time, if you get punched out and the rest of your team isn't in positions to really kind of support, then they can just get free threes, as we kind of saw there, if they are able to break through.
Throws it way downfield.
All right, Torn's going to pass back over to Ambient. Again, back to man-to-man coverage here. But Torn's been able to get a lot of distance, as you can see.
Oh, good stun
They've
as
been
well.
able to work that disc up farther.
Yeah, good stun as well coming out of Ouroboros, which is going to scatter the defense. Oh, but another fantastic defensive line from Eggboyz is going to prevent that. They're going to go for another opportunity on goal now. Passing back and forth, and eventually will lock that in. Sundance finally getting that 2 points they need.
And again, I think build up some confidence in them too. They had a 6-0 lead, then they gave up 11 points straight. That's got to hurt. And hopefully for them, with that goal coming through, they're able to compose themselves, because they're going to need it. Again, like with what's on the line, you cannot afford to get flustered. You cannot afford to get tilted. I was actually curious what server they were playing on, because I never talked this before the show started. I was wondering if that's why maybe Eggboyz were having such a tough time, because of some mental, internal tilt.
Yeah, and I think that could be potentially why they struggled coming into some of these matches. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, they've obviously been coming back into this now much better in the last game and this game as well. So now they've got possession. Let's see what they can do with it.
Well, now they're taking this time here. Okay, did Matty go for a shot, or did he?
Yeah, there was the goalkeeper started pressuring him, and he was in an angle where he had an opportunity to score on goal, but because he had so little time, it's a really hard shot to make. Looks like, yeah, basically two-man chains chasing each other.
Oh, this is if this bounces back to Niliwick somehow. Oh, it doesn't get the bounce properly. He could have had an open three-pointer again.
Very close. And those side angles are exactly where you want to get the disc, right? Because you have the best open angle for goal.
Pass looking good for Ouroboros. The finesse is definitely coming back. They still have a man in goal to deal with, though, so no open shot. It's going to be Matty there to defend. And, Ouroboros, they're wasting all the clock, but they got the composure, it seems. Definitely fixed the early mistake they had so far in this game.
Yeah, but still, Eggboyz, like, this is the time to pressure, because, I mean, Eggboyz, oh,
wait, what?
Comes out. I think that was a slight mistake there, maybe a miscommunication about who was on what, but unfortunately the keeper ends up out of goal and just opens it up for a 3 points as well, which is not the time you want to give up a 3.
Yeah, especially now with Ouroboros taking the lead.
Get to your launchers.
Yeah, that's a rough one to concede at this point in the game. But 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. They do have time to recover from that, so it's still only a 2-point lead now. But that does kind of wipe their 3-point advantage that they did have.
Yeah, the 3-0 they had. Oh, Gecko.
Yes, that's a... Okay, so looks like they're doing a very slow joust. Interesting. Okay, this actually works out really well for them. If this last man can basically block these two, this basically ends up in a 1v1 situation. It looks like even might be. So yeah, this is going to be a 1v1. Oh no! And that is going to be Torin with a fantastic save. Blocks the shot and he's going to clear it. It looks like Eggboyz might be able to recover this. It's going to be rough though. No, Ouroboros will have it indeed. And this is going to be them, looks like, taking their time. They're going for a deep pass. There is an open goal. But yeah, just back and forth with this disc.
Oh, open shot.
Oh no, that was a great play from them. Bouncing the possession back and forth. Not able to get the goal in though. Meaning that it's going to be back to Eggboyz again to try and do something with it.
That's unfortunate too. That should have been Ouroboros with a 5-point lead. See the disc very far back.
Oh, he's doing a stack.
Map. Everyone's at a stack right now, trying to push back in to defend this one. They get it back, cleared over to Nalvik, who's going to be looking for the shot. He does get the 2 points to tie things up now at 5 apiece.
Yeah, so that will be a good response now. 1 minute 40 seconds on the clock, almost a full minute taken for that goal, which is basically going to bring this down to a very even game. Obviously, this won't necessarily decide who goes to Worlds, but given that we have both teams are 1-1 at the moment, but this will put whichever team comes away with this at a significant advantage going into the next game.
Yeah,
because that's their chance to close it out.
Minute and 42 here on the clock. Ouroboros with possession. Let's see what they do. Not getting rushed down this time, at least not getting caught out this time like they were previously. And they're sitting in a very open triangle, like very far away from each other. So they're really forcing this duo to really work. But then again, the thing is that extra distance allows them to get the regrabs off each other a little bit quicker so they can potentially outrun the disc if they're quick enough.
It almost worked actually. Like that man marking kind of defense, or not man marking, sorry, the 2-man stack marking is a really difficult one to do when you get past like the bow tie, which is essentially the big block you can see above the ramp. Essentially, once you get past that, it becomes quite difficult because they can then pressure the goal as well. So they seem pretty committed to that. Interesting choice. I mean, it's a bit strange given that their man-marking defense around the goal has actually been so effective in the last games that they kind of flipped over to do that kind of defense. But maybe they realized that they need to try and get the disc as quickly as possible and get some time, and that Ouroboros have been struggling under pressure, because that actually has been the case. Ouro have struggled quite a bit when they have been in these high-pressure situations. Unfortunately...
Goal is left open.
Yeah, unfortunately, Eggboyz haven't been able to capitalize on that completely. However... We're seeing a 2-man stack again coming out of Eggboyz, but no, this is going to be a chance of goal. Fortunately, misses from a point-blank mail slot. But
that's a second 3-point miss out of Ouroboros.
Yeah, it's just becoming quite frequent, unfortunately, for Ouro. And, oh no, but that was definitely a surprise goal from them. I don't think the keeper even realized that he was coming across.
Oh, now 4-point lead for Ouroboros. 9-5 with 47 seconds left. And Ouroboros is on the brink of taking a 2-1 lead in the series. And considering how the last game went, they could have technically closed this out in 3 if they didn't let that landslide of 11 points straight happen for Eggboyz.
Yeah, absolutely.
They were up 6-0, and then they lost 11-6. Like that, you had a chance to close out the entire series, but they hopefully are not thinking about that. They get to be focusing on finishing out this map and finishing out this game just to have that 2-1 lead.
Yeah, so we're now seeing Eggboyz taking their time with the possession.
They shouldn't. They don't have time to do that. 4 points is the difference between the two teams. They need to make a goal, and they need to make it now. 30 seconds left.
They have to go for it right now. They have no time to delay on this anymore. Everyone has to move up at the same time. They have to just rely on these passes and intercepts going through.
Oh my God, Torin, you're a beast!
And Torin's going to get another fantastic save. So great stuff from him, and that's going to do it. Yeah, that will lock this round in for them.
Torin, he's not only done it once or twice, he's done it so many times now in this series.
His goalkeeping in that round straight up saved them the game.
Is Affenterror like playing under his account or something?
No, so I mean, props to Torin. Like he with those saves,
Affenterror.
With those saves, he basically made up that round.
Yeah. He did that like at least two times in that round alone, in that game alone, and that prevented like 4 points, which would have tied things up.
Yeah,
just basically won the game.
Yeah, honestly,
that game.
That was great for them. I think.
And they missed 2 3-pointers, so like definitely.
Yeah,
if he missed the 2 3-pointers and they missed those blocks.
In the previous rounds, they didn't. I don't think Ouroboros really showed like that much potential. They didn't make that many mistakes. They just didn't really... I mean, obviously the first game was a bit of a runaway, but the second game, they didn't really outscore themselves. It felt to be like they made as much of the opportunities they had. Whereas this game, they won and they still had a load of opportunities. Like there was some, obviously a load of those were made from fantastic keeping from Torren, but there were also, yeah, as you say, there were missed 3 points. Whereas I didn't really see that out of Eggboyz. There were a couple of times, obviously those missed 1v1s shouldn't really happen. So that's one of the things they're going to be kicking themselves for, because again, if they'd scored those, would have made the difference in those games. But it's a tough one. When you're in these high pressure situations, 1v1s are difficult as they are, but then you add in all that extra pressure you have of having to get this goal in. Sometimes it could just be too much.
Well, now they're hopefully not thinking about that, considering they are now 1 game away from being knocked out and not going through. Well, I mean, thing is, Lone Gecko and Alvic are going from Echo Combat, but Maddie, he might just go just for the hell of going if they don't qualify right now. But the thing is, like, to be down 2-1, and I mean, they should be happy it's only 2-1, because it technically could have been and should have been a 3-0 with how well Ouroboros had a lead in the second game.
Yeah, they just kind of slipped up on that, and Eggboyz really capitalized on it. But it's really going to come down to this game. Can Eggboyz step this back up? Because they're going to need to do something pretty special here to turn around how the game has been going for last match, really. So getting a good clear from Eggboyz coming out, going deep. This is again going to come out to a boosting race, but as with a lot of these races, Ouroboros have been winning almost all of them, I think. There have been few that Eggboyz have actually won in this situation, so it's a tough one. And I mean, yeah, even in a situation where they get stunned out, they're recovering and boosting again straight afterwards faster than I think Eggboyz have been. So it looks like Eggboyz are going to have to kind of rely on more of the passing game.
I don't think it's their boost. I think it's their disrupting. They're doing better. I think they're disrupting Eggboyz, boosting it a lot better than Eggboyz are disrupting Ouroboros, which allows them to get back. I don't think they're actually quicker. I think they're just blocking them off so often and just punching them out so often that Eggboyz can't get a clear little joust or clear little boost.
Yeah, so Eggboyz in a great little 3-man passing position here. They can just do their rotations, get the disc around goal. That was almost predictable there, but no, a pass and a slam dunk coming in from Lone Gecko will be assisted by Matty. So yes, just some standard kind of passing play, getting them into the right position, and actually converting on it, which has been something they struggled with in the last round. So that's good to see they get the first goal in.
Yeah, downside of sending your second player out to chase that is that you leave your goal into 1v2. Upside is you steal it away.
Yeah, it's a risk-reward situation, right? You can take the risk of throwing out to try and get it and intercept. If you get it, you're a hero because you just basically single-handedly stop the defense. If you miss it, then you're essentially giving up your goal.
Teams entering the arena.
You're only giving up a 2-pointer though, so it's actually not always the end of the world, and it's something you can actually trade for intentionally. Ooh, slight miss pass there. I don't think Eggboyz will be able to capitalize on that though.
Sends it back the other way.
Still see those 2 players trying to chase down on this one. They're still getting so close, able to re-grab with each other and boost.
They split up already. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication as to if they should be stacking or if they should be splitting. They are going to be now boosting around as a 2-man stack, trying to chase this down. Ouroboros, however, doing a great job of delaying this. Some good passes coming in as well. This is looking good for them, and it will be a slam dunk from the back of the goal from Torren. Not only does he save them, he scores them.
Saves the scores and the goals and scores the goals.
Get
What?
your launchers.
Not only does
Not
he
only does he save them, he scores them.
13,
Yeah,
12,
Goals.
goals. Yeah,
11,
okay. Yeah,
10,
All right,
it's a riddle.
you got there.
7, 6.
My mind's just not processing that.
Anyway,
I guess we're on different cylinders right now.
yeah.
3 minutes left in our potentially final game of the series. Unless Eggboyz can somehow take this, then take us to a 5th and final.
Oh no, big miss pass there. They are going to recover this but a messy clear is going to go back into Ouroboros' hand, which is really not good in this situation. This is going to be risky. Ouroboros now moving up, same 3-man pressure. As soon as I said Eggboyz' defense was doing great, unfortunately it seems to be like it's been struggling. Either that or Ouroboros has started to figure it out. One way or the other though, they have been converting a lot of these goals. A pass up off the backboard. Oh, and as soon as I say that, a great save from Eggboyz there, but they won't be able to recover it, meaning that the pressure does not disappear.
So that's a Torren. He's got Lone Gecko in his face, but now they have an opportunity for a 1v1 at the goal, and he just gently taps it in. Happy Gilmore style here to give Ouroboros the lead.
Yeah, that was very well played from Ouroboros. Eggboyz able to steal the disc back, but not able to get it out of their half. The other problem seems to be that when they have been in that position, they've successfully defended it, got the disc, cleared it. Ouroboros have been much faster to stack and or disrupt Eggboyz' attempt to actually go chase the disc afterwards. So it's one of those things that I feel like Eggboyz just need to try and mix this up now, because they've been really struggling on the defensive foot for a lot of this game. They're only 2 points down, so they do have opportunities now, but they really just
all three players just collapsed number 88. That was Nalvik. Sorry, I just wanted to point that out because they're actually leaving the goal completely open. If they weren't careful, the defender could have just got right past them. Both players being punched out here.
This is good. If
1v2.
Yeah, if Matty can delay this, which he has successfully.
Can Torin do it again? Oh my God, he does! Torin blocks it out in a 1v2.
Orin throws it way downfield.
Wow. Torin just stepping up again, and this is going to be a return goal for Ouroboros by the looks of it as well. Torin now collecting this, taking his time, going to go for the 3. No, he's not even going to do that. He's just going to go for the 2. So saving it again and scoring a 2-pointer.
Not only does he save it,
he then runs across the arena. Yeah, exactly, and scores it.
I was using your line.
I know.
And then you ruined it by talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll let you do it.
Wow. 6-2. Off the back of a sick little block here. And a 1v2 for Torin.
Oh yeah, that's.
He could have been punched out. I didn't even.
I think he tried. I think they might have tried to do it, but I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. But yeah, Torin just stepping up with the goods when he needs to.
Minute and 40 left.
Job.
Eggboyz, they are in a rough spot right now. Is their game plan being scrambled, or is it going to be over easy here for Ouroboros?
Open goal, dings it. Unfortunately, not able to convert. This is just everything's going wrong for Eggboyz. Are able to stun out, but not quite able to get possession. Okay, they are going to reclaim this now. They have time. They really need to do something with this, though. They cannot afford for another mistake. Taking their time with it. They don't really have a great deal. They need to get 2 goals off of this. It doesn't not off of this. Oh, and a
perfect push out of Sundance for the interception and the clear on top of that. Yep. Can they recover, though? And they are. Torin is able to pick it up. Actually loses control because he gets punched out behind by Lone Gecko, who's on a 1v1 up against Ambien.
Gecko go for the boop shot, maybe? No, he's not. He's going to just end up being collected by Ouroboros anyway.
They just have to stall for time now. 45 seconds left to go. Like, they could score 1 more and basically lock down this game, but if you just keep possession of the disc, you prevent Eggboyz from having a chance. And they go for the shot. Oh my God, the 3-pointer could have just ended things here. It could have got them through into Leicester. 30 seconds left. The winner of this match, if Ouroboros can do it, will go on to the finals. Eggboyz just fighting for a 5th and final map, but the passes aren't good.
Yeah, unfortunately, the passes aren't connecting, and this is even looking like Ouroboros might even get another goal, rather than Eggboyz trying to recover. 20 seconds left. They just need to go for this. They have to take the shot. It looks like Ouroboros are keeping 2 players back. They don't even need it. Goes for a tunnel shot, I think. Clears it. Does go across. Eggboyz might have this, but 10 seconds left. There is literally no time.
Ouroboros in a 3-1 affair are going to be here. And Torin again! How many times is he going to do this?
Just denies it at the end. Even the last goal. Torin just stepping up when he needs to, and by God, the saves in those games.